Hello, welcome back. We finally found ourselves a GDF opponent in Fireblade. The Goldman and versus Root show match happened, and Root managed to take it. I think it was 4-1, so a little bit one-sided. I've been adjusting my audio levels a lot, so hopefully it's a lot better this time around. I added a noise gate and all that, just because I didn't have those settings set back when I was doing the voiceover, so that's why the past videos have been a little bit weird. I'm starting with my standard opener, which I get 5% money back. It's not really worth it, I think, or it's hard to make worth it, since I think it only takes effect after your first refinery. Then you save 140. It adds up if you're building a lot, but it is also pretty expensive early. I'm just taking advantage that the map is kind of huge, so I feel like I don't need a bunch of units very quick. Some maps I might just go for the subjugation to get in lane, because if you can boost up your anchors pretty quick, then that's very good for you, and getting a couple infantry picks are strong. Fireblade actually gets a little bit of the best of me in the infantry wars in the early game. That partly has to do with my spending money on the doctrine. You also don't want to stall your harvester, your refinement altar, as much as possible, and I think I install it for like a second or two, which, you know, it hurts, but I get 5% back, an amazing 5% back per building I produce. It adds up over time, and it does benefit production too, but I don't use it for production because you're better off having it on a power plant providing extra power, or if you're having I like doing this in the early game, getting level 2 anchors. So I have the one, and now I'm starting the other one. I actually just go for the one TPC and the mission control right away, because the lane are nice, but I already have my big boosts, and I'm kind of feel threatened by GDF, so I don't know what the ideal play is, but hopefully that works out a bit better than, you know, what I've typically been doing. I need to get Firestorm, my games versus Firestorm out here too. I have a lot of those lined up, so there will be some drip-fed Veti gameplay at least for a couple days after the beta closes. Fingers crossed. I think the Veti just need to stick around at this point, because the game's way better with them in. I feel having 3 factions in the game feels a lot better. It makes it more dynamic and more fun. The mission control's a little bit unwieldy to make use of, because as you can see, I have to make a power plant, even though I might want to make a refinement altar. I like making the war factory at 5 or 6. If you're doing some sort of rush, you can go at 4, and that usually doesn't interrupt things too. Depends on the map, depends on what you scout, but he actually has a pretty big infantry cluster here, and my units were not grouped up. The Grenadiers are actually really good at killing infantry and taking against the Seekers, so they're a really strong option. He doesn't go for the medic or the Ryvan, which means he's playing a bit more defensively, which really works out in this game. After I get the second anchor, I start putting aligned onto the Caretaker, so I can get the anchor boost, right? Because there we go, I anchored the power plant. Now I have an extra, and I can get another refinery out before I have to worry about anything, which is very nice. And at this point, once you get 7 refinement altars, you can start adding on turrets for the defense, because right now I don't know where he's deciding to push. I just want to make sure that I have the defenses for his units if he is pushing, so I can attack from whichever other side it is to put on the pressure. Honestly, I haven't been scouting a lot, just because I'm building up. and I have my units spread out. I'm playing macro, so I do have at least I have the garrison. I know he has the mission control, but he doesn't have anything built there yet. And he actually chooses not to build up by the mission control, which is fine by me.
Synthesizing.
It might have actually been tougher for him if he had, because then he would have to split his units like I'm splitting my units. I also, another reason why I'm not a big fan of the mission control section, because for Veti, your refinement altars after the first don't get full value, so you're better off making them elsewhere, which is why I only put the 2 on one side, and then I think eventually I get the 3rd on the other patch. I think the other patch is bigger. You might be able to get 3 on. There's a couple of units here being annoying over here, but I have I'm not that concerned because there's not a lot of DPS. I'm just doing damage over here. It's painful once you lose out. This is why I think like 5 or 6 subjugators are the way to go generally. He just didn't have anything building up really over there, so I figured that I might be able to snipe the mission control, but after they run out of their bullets, subjugators suck. But if you can dodge it in and out, you get massive value out of that. And now since he's responding there, I'm checking out TPC and giving that a clear and clearing up his infantry too. Just doing a little bit of micro to get the sentinel value. I don't need to actually watch the fight, but there we go. I killed a bunch of... I have a feeling like a lot of units are coming back, so I'm trying to pull back to the Caretaker. I've just been spending money like crazy, so I haven't been able to really afford too many doctrines till about now. Maybe I could have started them a couple seconds earlier. I go up to 4 on the subjugation, and I'm like, you know what? I want 5 subjugation because it's just way more value against GDF that way. Otherwise, you really, if you don't have that silence, like comms can really ruin your day and make it almost impossible to deal with. It's very difficult. I'm also going for my level 3 arcs now, which is nice, my tier 3. I have the Veti altar. About 7 is when you want the Veti altar, because if they're doing a push, you want refinement altars. The Veti eye. What Veti altar? What am I talking about? But around then, around 6:30, they're going to be doing their pushes a lot of the time, like they're big ones that will kill you. And then having the regrowth protocol and Tempest Ward are very important. Yeah, so getting the tech out for that is super useful. I actually struggle because I get a level 3, but it takes me forever to figure out why I don't have my Tech 3 options, but it's okay. Veti's tier 1 is actually pretty strong, primarily because of the Subjugator, and then you can add on the Revenants. I don't actually like the Revenants that much, but they're kind of just filler. They're a more useful option than Acolytes, especially if they start adding on air, like the Revenants and Acolyte, Revenants and Subjugators together can deal okay with air units. But I managed to clear up the top here pretty easily, and I'm just moving my army around just in case that he responds to the Subjugators, because the Subjugators are quick. I'm not that worried about an army attacking them or them attacking place, because I can harass, whittle down the forces, deal damage, get them out. Without risk of losing them, while my other forces are a lot slower, and the other areas are less defended because of that too. So I don't want to lose the south side just because I'm putting pressure on the north. I'm just trying to attack from different angles right now to try to find a weakness in his defense, because I know that over there by the barracks he actually has a lot of units. Get enlightened. So the Peacekeepers are actually doing pretty good there. They were pretty annoying and made my attacks way less efficient. I actually like the Peacekeeper option because Veti anti-air is tied to their infantry for the most part. But because he's starting to go air, I'm adding on also golems to my army composition. So the composition is kind of subjugators, golem, revenant. I'm also getting the shepherd because if he goes a lot of infantry, I want to be able to transform all the subjugated infantry. And I'm also going Aegis and cultivator. I never use their abilities, which makes me think that if I'm going shepherd, I should just get the I think it's Aegis, and then the augur is the one that has no active. I think the augur is probably underrated.
Cancel.
Just for the fact that you don't have to micro it. It's probably pretty good, but I don't know how it stacks up. I haven't taken a close enough look at the unit. I'm not sure how much the defense buff from the augur is either, because I know that it has diminishing returns. If you're at 0%, it gives you a full 25, which is nice, but if you're at like 75, it only gives you 8%, so it's like a 25% boost, I think. A multiplicative boost, that is. Right here, he's trying to push it into me, but I know I have the stronger force. I pull back so that his units so I get more, so I could concentrate, as well as get my units more together and have his units attack the buildings. It makes, and to get his units to clumps, because if he's spaced out, it brings his infantry closer together. So I absolutely rolled that amount of GDF forces. I think the struggle with getting an expansion, because I ended up killing the mission control, really hampered his ability to build up further. I wonder, I kind of wish that I knew at the end of the game what his doctrine path was. It was probably comms, but I don't know for sure.
Researching.
And it would be pretty cool to figure out, but this looks like such a strong army. It's at least a lot of units. I should be always building something too, but my money, I have 0 money, so if I lose this army for nothing, it's actually bad for me. But the consecration buff is huge, minus 15% damage, and with all these units that have ammo, getting the refill and the double attack speed, game changing. So I pull back, the golems fall behind, which is actually really good for you. Because if you pull back, the golems get in the front, they attack the golems clear out all the drones, and then you can clear out the army behind it. It's a little beautiful interaction. But right now he's just getting overwhelmed by my big death ball. I made 2 luminaries because there were supposed to be 2 attack groups, but I never got enough. I've been trying to dominance anchor right there, as you can see. It's a pretty cool like tank looking unit, but I haven't been able to make great use of it yet. Like, I put some mines over here because I noticed that he has a sentinels north of my unit's position, north and west, or the 10 o'clock position, and I can put mines so that if they try to chase through there, then the mines will clear up the units falling from behind.
We are a unit ready.
I almost have actually 2 anchors level 3. This is the part of the game where I'm thinking that I kind of get why the anchors are a little bit weak, where you just get so many enlightened. If I chose to, I could have gone like 4 or 5 or 6 level 3 anchors, and the bonuses they provide are massive.
Unit ready.
But I have the most important things already affected by the enlightened. I don't think that it's really hard to say, because if he sniped he could have sniped the anchors a lot earlier, and that would have been extremely damaging for me. So adding more turrets around there is probably a must, as well as your defensive locations. But you can see I'm preparing for counterattacks by putting turrets around like every expansion and every attack wave. I don't know why he sticks around so long, but look at all those repair servitors. I wish I could make them combat servitors a bit easier, but you know, whatever. I think I need the dominance arc to make combat servitors, but there's diminishing return on repairs, so having that many repair drones don't actually help you, and I managed to take the game. The income was massively my favorite, which is going to be hard for GDF. I think GDF really has to put on a lot more pressure in the early game with the right options.